One thing that I want to show you first of all is this. We are working on, it's not fully final yet, but we're working on this accessibility option called the Vault HUD. This allows you to move and modify every single object of the vault individually, right? You can just move these things around. You can grid them. I don't know why I can't move this. I could earlier. And then you can set properties for them. So you can like shift click these things and you can set like whatever you want here. Lots of different stuff that you can do. This is going to include the map. It's going to include bounties. It's going to include changing the vault level bar, changing the hearts maybe, the pickup notifier. Everything will be in here. And it's really, really, really cool. But that's one of the things that we're working on. Just as a final polish for the final version. In terms of functionality, there are a bunch of new functionalities. Of course, part of more of the end game stuff come more than just prestige. We get greed vaults, but that's not what I'm going to show you today. Today, I'm going to show you this thing. This is very, very exciting, and a big shout out to Nimbles for drawing an excellent UI. This, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, is our card binder. This is a thing that lets you store your cards, and you can store an infinite amount of cards in this block, and you can you can use different filters to show specific cards only. You can do a bunch of things here, and there's a full-on regex that allows you to search criteria thing. So you can search for like, for example, if I want to find the cards that I have that give me carbon, I can type carbon. And I'm gonna find carbon cards. And you can search and modify a bunch of different things. One really cool feature is that you can then take your deck and you can place it here, and you can build your deck directly from your card binder. So you have everything in the same screen. And, you know, a lot of people were talking about like having everything in one machine, but I like that it's two different things. I like that we have like, let the player be the engineer, etc., etc. I think it's just, yeah, I just love it. I just think it's great. I don't know how much this is working yet, but it looked like that was working there. I definitely got some more resistance, so something is triggering that. We don't have the overlay of the colors though, so you don't see that. That's a thing. Like if you open your deck, you can see the overlay here. We need to get that in there. But yeah, it's a work in progress. It's almost done. And as I say, like just be able to filter out cards and look like this. Big shout out to Nimbles for the UX design of this. And big shout out to everyone who pushed me to get a card binder in the game somehow. The model for this thing looks incredible. However, this is not it. Like Josh didn't have time to put the model in, but it looks incredible. You'll see it. You'll see it one day. One day you'll see it. You know how modifiers, like crafted modifiers, are kind of not as interesting anymore after we did the faceted focus change? Does anyone agree with that? Like they're kind of a bit dull now. I'm gonna be honest. Like they're a bit dull, right? And that's sad because I personally think that the dungeon hunting aspect of getting the modifier archives and finding them all, I think that was a very cool aspect of the game. Like, I really like that mechanic. I think it's well balanced. I think it's fun. I think it's a little bit special. And all of these things, right? The problem is, in update 19, we buffed the hell out of faceted focuses. So now, you get these faceted focuses, and instead of it re-rolling your entire item, you're now guaranteed to add dweller damage, for example, if you use a dweller damage faceted focus. And you can do this unlimited times. So basically what this means is, in case anyone's missed the memo, you can take an item, you can walk up here and you can just nullify everything, get rid of everything. And now with the help of faceted focuses, you can build this sword entirely the way you want. So you can get the attack damage. Let's get dweller damage on there. Let's get stunning. I don't know if that goes with attack damage actually. Let's try it. We can get lucky hit on here, and we just put the sword in and we just add these things by clicking this button, and it's all well and good. This sword now has lucky hit, dweller damage, and attack damage. Although the values themselves are random, that can't go on because of something is attack damage is competing with it. But that's the strength of faceted focuses. It's kind of exactly like the crafted modifiers, where you go in here and you say, okay, well, I can add one of these. I'm going to add heart fragment, and boom, there we go. This is a problem because, well, in order to get the crafted modifiers, which you can only make one of, you need to discover them in the dungeons. The discovery part is a great mechanic. I like it a lot. I think it's really fun to collect all of your modifier things. However, how do we fix this? Well, here's my current design solution. Faceted focuses as it is might be a bit too common, so that might be having to be tuned down a little bit more. But that's something for me to think about, right? But my main idea here is, what if crafted modifiers were discovered when you discover one crafted modifier. When you discover that heart fragment chance for swords, you would discover the entire range. So rather than you finding a specific group, you would find a heart fragment chance on swords. Boom, done. And you can still just use one crafted modifier. However, what if that crafted modifier would always be one tier above your available modifier? As in, what if it would be an improved modifier every single time? That way, discovering your modifiers in dungeons is going to be super fun. It's going to be a much quicker to complete objective that fits the game better, fits the pacing of the game better, and you will always want to have a crafted modifier on your gear. Super clean solution, I love it. Yeah, I think so. It's basically a buff, but it's a greater modifier. I think that new players will have a better understanding of what crafted modifiers are, and instead of it being like this elitist rolling gear thing, it would make sense. It would be easy to understand. You put your sword in, and you'd have like chaining discovered, and you could take that and add it to the sword, and it would be an improved chaining modifier. So it's a perma buff on the found modifier. Yeah, it would be a perma buff to the whole system. It's a big buff for sure. Would this scale with living gear? Speaking about living gear, I don't know yet because living gear needs to be a little bit reworked. I think living gear is a little bit flawed at the moment because it upgrades itself, and sometimes it's annoying how it upgrades itself. Like, why did my helmet not upgrade itself, by the way? It should be upgraded to level 92. It's a little bit buggy. So living gear, we might change the way it works as well. We have it on our worksheet. We have some work to do there for sure. But no, the crafted modifier would stay and you would have to recraft it if so. What will happen to already discovered modifiers? I think that this is going to be a brand new system. Unfortunately, for those of you who have discovered a lot of crafted modifiers, I think the system will require us to reset everyone in update 20. I know we're always backwards compatible, but I don't think we should spend time on porting data. And I also don't know how we would do that. Like, would we just look at if a modifier is discovered? Maybe. I barely have anything, so I think I'm fine. Yeah, I think in general this is gonna like make people, because personally I gotta be honest, like, it's fun to go into a dungeon, it's fun to find a modifier archive, but it doesn't feel like it's that good. Hand on my heart now, here's how I feel about this. I feel like I go in and get my crafted modifier, and not in a single playthrough have I felt like I've actually had much use for it's been a couple of times, right? Oh, I got chaining 3 to 4, nice. But I felt like this. Oh, good. Okay, so now I've taken this so I don't get it again. Oh, I got the durability roll so I don't get it again. Oh, I got the low health roll on leggings so I don't get it again. Oh, I get the low whatever chaining so I can get the higher one next time. I feel like that when going into a dungeon, but I feel like this would change that feeling. I feel like you would be more rewarded and feel like more completed when you go in. So hand on your heart, Dylan. Like, I know that some of you have played an enormous amount of Vault Hunters and you're awesome, but I guarantee you that a lot of us have this feeling that we never really complete it before we get bored of that world and restart. I really think so.